There's so many people I've met over the years, and they used to play Pokemon as a kid, and then when they got older, they thought they were done with Pokemon. They sold their games and came back around to Pokemon a few years later. This is one of those games that not a lot of people recognize as a Pokemon game. Actually, Pikachu's sitting right here with me, so one second. Hey Pikachu, do you remember when you were in this game? This is actually my personal copy, so you don't have to worry about this being a counterfeit as well. Welcome. Welcome to the Alamonia Game Shop. My name is Rudolph, and today I'm going to be making sure I can help you with finding the perfect game that you're out here looking for. If you don't mind me asking, what kind of game are you looking for today? So you're looking for something around Pokemon? Okay. Yeah. No, it makes perfect sense. There's so many people I've met over the years, and they used to play Pokemon as a kid, and then when they got older, they thought they were done with Pokemon. They sold their games and came back around to Pokemon a few years later to realize that no, these games are timeless. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. With that being said, I have a great catalog of Pokemon games that I'm sure you'll find a lot of fun playing. People like me are always here to make sure that you can find the same Pokemon games you played as a kid. But of course, it comes at a very hefty price. It always comes at a price. If you're okay with that, we can start our business transaction. Is that okay? Yes? Okay. Cool. So let me pull out some of the Pokemon games and then we can start our dealing, okay? Okay, this is the first one I have. This is Pokemon Platinum. This is a very cool Pokemon game. This was released back in 2009. This was around the time when people were complaining about how Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl, they were very slow games, and if you don't know what I'm referring to, then just turn on those games and try to feint a Chansey. You'll see how slow that game is. This game attempted to fix those issues, and a lot of people think this is the best Pokemon Sinnoh-based region games out there. This game has, if you do decide to purchase this is what's inside of this game. It's gonna be a bit of a crack noise. There we go. This is what you get inside, okay? You have the box, but then you also have the game right here. You would like to see the game? Okay, I can do that for you, no problem. Yeah, this right here is the game. I can show it to you up close. Alright, this right here is the game. This is certified to be genuine. The person that I got this from, they had a save file that was going all the way back to 2010. So this is your surefire sign that this is a very legitimate copy of Pokemon Platinum. Now there's new data on there, but when I first got this was from 2009. So you don't have to worry about this being genuine or not. This is 100% genuine, alright? And then this is very rare for these games. Usually you can only find the cartridge, but for things like this you can find all the booklets. So the booklets contain all the information about the game, things like what kind of Pokemon you can find, some information about the game. So let me try turning some pages on here. See, as you can tell, it describes the game to you, what you're going to see in the game, everything about the game. I always love going through these booklets. They're very fun. Um, you know, it's not always that you find games that have booklets on there. Usually you can only find the cartridge. If you're very lucky, you can find the box that comes with the game as well. But in this case, you can get the cartridge, the box, you can get the instruction manuals as well. And this was a very special promotion of this ROTM that you could get back in the day. Of course, you can't get it anymore, so this is a little bit outdated, unfortunately. But if you were playing this game back in the day, you could certainly use this. And then there's some more artwork here as well. These are just some stickers that you can use. So this is very, very rare thing that I don't think you can find in the market these days. It's just not possible. So very rare stuff in here. So all in all, this is going to be your Pokemon Platinum copy. I would say this is going to go for somewhere around $80 if you are interested in buying it. Yeah, I know. Back in the day it used to be 40, but now it's 80, adjusting for inflation, and then also the fact that this game has become very rare in the past couple of years, especially with all the things that it contains. I'm actually giving you a very good deal, because for me, my customer is always first, so giving this to you for 80 is a very good deal. I'm sure that you're not going to find a deal that's better than what I'm offering you right here, okay? So think about it, it's okay. I'm going to show you some more games as well, and then you can decide on what you want, okay? So this goes here. Okay, so the next one I have is Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. This is not a very old game for Pokemon. It's a lot more recent, as people might say. This was released in 2014. This was a remake of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, which were released for Game Boy. So a lot of people, they never got a chance to play the Game Boy one. Of course, in 2014 it was getting a little bit hard to get a Game Boy and buy Pokemon Ruby Sapphire as well. So this was a remake of the original series. It's a very, very fun game. People love how they dealt with one of the remasters of this game, and this was also one of the very last few games that they released on the Nintendo 3DS for Pokemon. So let me open it up. As you can see, it's in very good condition. If you want, I can take out the cartridge from you for you one more time. Yeah? Okay. It's a little bit too sticky. There we go. So here you go. There's the cartridge, and you don't have to worry about this being an authentic copy. This was brought to my game store in 2016, and I've kept this with me ever since then. So this wasn't purchased at a time when this game was rare. This was purchased when it was being widely distributed, so there's no chance of this being a counterfeit one. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And then along with that, you have just some very basic pieces of papers. So this is what this game came with. There is nothing additional that you can get with this game, unfortunately. So I think this is going to be it. Okay. But this game, I can sell this to you for $40. I know that the price was $40 when it was released. I can actually sell this to you back for $40. It seems like this game has not gone up in value all that much. So I think if you want to buy this, you can get it from me. If you go to the markets outside, you're gonna find this in this kind of a condition for about $45–50. But of course, as my valuable customer, I'm willing to give it to you for $40. Moving on, let's look at the next game. Next we have Detective Pikachu. Now this is one of those games that not a lot of people recognize as a Pokemon game. Actually, Pikachu's sitting right here with me, so one second. Hey Pikachu, do you remember when you were in this game? Brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother? Seems like Pikachu also doesn't like the fact that he was in this game. This game was fun for what it was, but I think this game was certainly being aimed at a very younger audience. Wasn't really meant for the older audience, so I don't think this is the perfect kind of game for you, but this is a very interesting game nonetheless, and it is a Pokemon game. So as part of being an honest job of showing you all the games, I have to make sure that I can show this game to you as well, okay? So you're not interested in this one? Okay, don't worry, I would not be interested in this as well. So I will just put this back. Next up, we have Pokemon White. This is also a very classical game. I might get my dates wrong, but I believe this was released somewhere around 2010, 2011. This game, what's unique about this is that in very old Pokemon games, back in the day, the sprites of characters, like Pokemon and trainer battles, all these sprites used to be static. So they would do their initial animation and then they would be static. In this game, they actually had motion or fluidity to these sprites. So in a Pokemon battle, your Pokemon would actually start moving around and doing all sorts of interesting movements, and the trainers were the same. So this was one of the first of its kind to implement a feature such as this. This is one of the most beloved games in the Pokemon franchise series, Black and White 1, I mean. And of course this has the very, very infamous enemy called N. I think a lot of people love that character. Probably one of the most complex characters that a lot of people think appears in the Pokemon franchise. But let's open this up and see what's in here. This is the back. This is what it looks like. Let's open this up. Of course, with a game like this, you're not gonna be getting the operations manual on the right hand side, on the left hand side, my apologies. The only thing you're getting with this is the game. So as you can see, this is what the game is like. It's very, very basic, but it's a very beautiful game. So if you do decide to purchase this, you will get the box and you will also get the game, okay? I can sell this to you for $70. The market rate, if you go and look online, the market rate is going to be somewhere like $85, $90 for something like this. I'm going to give it to you for $70, just to have a goodwill starting business transaction. You're here for the first time. I want to make sure you have a great time buying Pokemon games from me, okay? Okay, continuing on. Continuing on, I have Pokemon White 2. This game is very, very, very unique. Fun fact, when this game was first released, people hated this game. I think this is the least sold Pokemon game, which is very funny, considering this Pokemon tried to explore the more adult themes of life. This was the most adult-oriented Pokemon game to date. Unfortunately, it just did not do well at all. And this was the very last of the games that appeared on the Pokemon DS. After that, we moved to Pokemon Y or X, which was on the 3DS. This was also the very last game that had those animated sprites that could move. That was introduced in Pokemon Black. So this was the last of its kind. After being hated by the fan base in the beginning, a few years later people changed their opinions, and now this is usually regarded as the best Pokemon game that has ever been made. Of course, that is up for debate, but this game is very, very, very rare, and a game such as this is gonna go for something like $180. This is a very rare game, so this is the highest grossing game. This is gonna cost you the most expensive amount of money. So make up your mind on if you want this, but this is gonna be very expensive. So here's what it looks like. Let's open this up. This is actually my personal copy, so you don't have to worry about this being a counterfeit as well. I purchased this in 2015, which was just 3 years after this game was released in 2012. So after being released in 2012, this game I played 3 years later, and back then I purchased this game for about $65. So you can probably tell how expensive this game was even back then. So now, of course, that's why it's about $180. So I would say this game is definitely worth the amount of money that I'm charging for. Unfortunately, I can't make it much cheaper than this. So if you do decide to buy this, let me know. Moving on. The next game I have here is Pokemon Soul Silver. As you can probably tell just from looking at it the very first go, there's some damage to the exterior of this game, because this is one of the oldest games that I purchased. I got this game in 2019, and you know, this game is also, you don't have to worry about this being legitimate or not. When I first got this copy, I looked at the file. Someone had saved data on this game from 2011, so there is your indication that it's a genuine copy. I also checked for the signs that tell you if the game is genuine or not. Everything passed with flying colors, so this is a very genuine game. And of course, this is one of those very famous games. Many consider this to be the best remake game of all time. You explore Kanto, and then after you're done exploring Kanto, you move over to Johto, and you get all the 8 badges over there as well. And as a surprise for you, at the end, you can also battle Red. Red is the main protagonist in the Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green series, so you can battle him as well. But this is primarily why this is called the best remake game. It has so much content in there. This is definitely worth its value. I'm gonna sell this to you for $150. So this is still cheaper than what I just showed you, but this is gonna be expensive to you regardless. So let me open this up. And as you can tell with games like these, it's just a cartridge. I don't have anything on here. If you got this game back in the day, you could also get a Pokewalker with this, but I was too late to the party, and I just have the cartridge. So this is definitely a game that you should think of buying. If I could actually recommend you one game that you want to buy, I would recommend you this one. There is one more thing I want to show you, which is this. This is the Pokemon Diamond cartridge. This cartridge is a very, very, very great game. What's great about this is that this game contains, in the save file, contains a copy of Arceus. There's actually 3 Arceus in there, and the way that they were obtained was actually not through any cheatings or things like that, but it was through using the glitch. So if you use a bike, you can glitch out of the map and then follow a specific set of instructions to go and fight Arceus. So that Arceus was obtained through all the mechanics that are offered in the game, not through any cheat codes or Azure Flute that you can't get. So if you are interested in getting this game, you're going to get that save file as well. You can transfer that Arceus forward to anywhere you want. you can forward it to Soul Silver and go and explore the Sinjur ruins if you're interested in that. So I want you to think about this as well. Should I show you more games, or have you made up your mind already on what you're looking for? You have made up your mind? Okay, then I won't show you the other Pokemon games I have. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay, so what do you want to buy? You're interested in Pokemon Black? Yeah? Let me get that for you. Here we go. So, unfortunately, it's not Pokemon Black. This is Pokemon White. So, is that okay? I'm gonna have to charge you $80 for this. Yes? That's okay? Very cool. So, this is gonna cost you $80. Can I have that? Oh. Yeah, so let me just count. 50, 60, 70, 80. That's perfect. Okay, let me just put this by the side. So this game is now yours. You can do whatever you want with it. As one final test, usually I like to make sure before my customers leave that their game, whatever it is working just fine, so that if they get home and it's not working correctly, they don't face disappointments and sadness. So for this reason, I'm going to test and make sure your game's working alright, okay? Alright, so I'm just going to open this up, and I'm just going to pull out Pokemon White. Here I have the Pokemon White, and then this is a very beautiful turquoise colored Nintendo 3DS, one of the originals. I like to test it on these ones, just because they're the oldest ones. If it works on this, it works on all of them. I know the logic doesn't make a lot of sense, but for me, this is the most comfortable 3DS I am. I've just gotten too comfortable with testing on this one. Alright, it's turning on right now. It is quite interesting how our games can, our childhood can influence what kind of games we want to play when we're older. If you hadn't never played Pokemon when you were a kid, I doubt you would be in this market right now. So a lot of choices lead us to where we are today. So I'm just going to put this back in. As you can tell, it shows that it reads Pokemon White. I'm not going to open this right now. I'm sure you know this as well, that if it shows up here by the game reader, it means it's working just fine. So I'm not going to open this up. You can open this up yourself when you get home and enjoy this amazing game. Alright? So I'm just going to take this out, close this down, put this by the side. There you go, that's your game. So, thank you so much for coming to this shop. I hope I can see you again sometime. Pokemon is not the only thing I offer, but if you want to buy some more amazing Pokemon games, then you are more than welcome to come back here anytime you want. I still didn't show you some of those games, so maybe next time, right? Alright, you take care of yourself, okay? Alright, bye.